Let's talk about Brown Sugar, the 2002 romantic comedy, or rom-com, from director Rick Famuyiwa, starring Taye and Sanaa Lathan. Brown Sugar shows us the story of two friends falling in love. These two characters met on the same day that they heard hip-hop for the first time. Throughout the movie, we see two characters try to find their authentic feelings for each other as they try to find authenticity in a hip-hop culture crossing over into the mainstream. Brown Sugar may seem like a trifle for some viewers because it's a rom-com, but rom-coms are back in a serious way. Alongside more visible titles like Notting Hill and Pretty Woman, audiences have also sought representational stories in this genre like Love Jones and Saving Face. Beyond just the comfort of rom-coms, these movies have reemerged in the culture and conversation on how to feel healthy, mental health advocacy, and cozy culture aesthetics like cottagecore trend high on platforms like TikTok. So let's talk about Brown Sugar, but also how movies like Brown Sugar connect to audiences because they connect to a cozy culture that has emerged. Let me explain my idea of cozy culture. Right now, online and offline, a demand has emerged for feeling cozy and creating a life where one can feel cozy. Recent aesthetic trends like cottagecore, a trend of fantasizing about living a cottage life, feature people completing cozy things like drinking tea, baking, and tending gardens. Viewers and creators aim to showcase an idea of living that feels more tactile, rural, but also inclusive. For some, these trends are simply an aesthetic. For others, these trends represent a way to live vicariously in a space they lack, a cozy, balanced life, especially one with a tech life balance. Before and after the pandemic, younger people have tried to create spaces for mental health discussions and to work through mental health struggles. Coziness and seeking ways to feel cozy have become tactics for healthy spaces. Spending less time online or using digital spaces, such as a neo-Luddite teen group featured in the New York Times, become part of this work toward healthy spaces. And reading and watching more fiction with lower stakes, such as romance and rom-coms, feels less like entertainment and more like a tactic for taking care of oneself. People have already written about rom-coms and romances returning to vogue, even before the pandemic. Even though Hollywood producers made fewer of these movies post-Great Recession, people continue to watch them, largely through streaming. Seeing a high volume of interest, Netflix and other streaming networks began producing their own original movies in competition with studios like Netflix's To All the Boys I've Loved Before, The Princess Switch, and Amazon Prime's Red, White, and Royal Blue. Now, this rom-com revival has gone beyond streaming. Publishers started publishing more rom-com books, like Helen Huang's The Kiss Quotient and Talia Hibbert's Get a Life, Chloe Brown. Rom-coms have made a comeback even with traditional studios and distribution. Recent movies, like Ticket to Paradise and Anyone But You, became sleeper hits. Why is this happening? Fans of this genre connect with cozy culture. A lot of viewers feel exhausted from high-stakes stories both in fiction and in the news in real life. Rom-coms fill a void for people who want spaces that lower the stakes in storytelling, just like the stakes in their lives. They embrace stories about people coming together in a world that feels like it's falling apart. But this cozy culture conversation, that includes conversations of romance and rom-coms, intersects with a desire for better representation. As people rekindle or rediscover films like My Best Friend's Wedding, they rediscover films like Brown Sugar. Brown Sugar connects with people who want more stories about people coming together, but who also want more representative spaces. If Hallmark movies often focus on the city dweller finding love in a small town, Brown Sugar shares a story where romance and coziness exist in a vibrant city from vibrant characters, played by Sanaa Lathan and Taye. In Brown Sugar, we feature characters engaged in hip-hop culture. Through hip-hop, however, we see these characters in loving spaces because hip-hop includes that. Brown Sugar is a movie about characters trying to figure out the lives they want to live out that feels authentic and true. The movie is also about two people reckoning with how commodified hip-hop feels versus their feelings of authenticity and the more soulful, down-to-earth element of hip-hop. The cozy culture conversation right now is really about living truthfully. How can people live their own lives in a world that demands attention to performing? Brown Sugar connects to these questions through hip-hop culture, as it reaches its crossover point to mainstream. Brown Sugar also connects to the rom-com idea that living truthfully means giving yourself to what you want to feel more than what you want to have.